So we're differentiating here between atoms and ions, so we want to be able to say what's different about them. And so we've got a little reminder here, what's known about the amount of particles and features. So remembering what's happening with an ion, I think, is the better start. And we have a lot of clues here from our must-use words, and remember, we're highlighting those as they get into our summary. So our words are electron, charge, neutral, gain, and lose. So an atom is kind of the standard for everything, right? This is what we see on the periodic table, and it's like the normal. Okay, with an ion, what we're thinking about is a change in one of the particles. You might remember in isotope, we had a change in the number of neutrons, which impacted the mass. Here, we have a change in the number of electrons, which changes the charge, right? And so there's our first two words. Electron and charge. A typical atom standard on the periodic table is a neutral charge, meaning my protons equal my electrons, or positives equal negatives, and everything balances out. But here in an ion, because we gain or lose electrons, we end up seeing a charge. If we gain electrons, what we notice about the ion is it becomes negative. That means it has more negative particles than positive. If we're losing electrons, we're giving them away, and we become a positive ion. And so that was seen in our interactive that we did, right? When we set up atoms, we could change the charge by adding or removing those particles, protons and neutrons. So here we have lithium with that one outer shell and one outside electron. We know this electron will get lost eventually. And so what that happens, or what that means in net charge, is when this electron goes away, we now have an imbalance of charges, right? These cancel out, but I'm left with an extra positive particle, making this a +1 ion. Okay? And so that's where that charge is coming from, the imbalance of protons and electrons that started even up here in the atom, keeping it neutral, right? But here in an ion, we notice that electrons are changing because some are being gained, some are being lost, and so that changes the overall charge, making it an ion. So obviously I kind of summarized and wrote in short. I'm hoping to see full sentences or maybe some pictures even in your summary. And as always, make sure you're using those keywords.